We're turning to transportation and the return of service, a service that many Tampa Bay residents like. We're talking about the Cross Bay Ferry. It will once again run routes between downtown Tampa and St. Petersburg. The Cross Bay Ferry is set to return to service between Tampa and St. Petersburg. A new agreement will transfer $4.8 million in federal grant funds from Hillsborough County to Pinellas County. The money will help the Pinellas County Transit Authority buy 2 new high-speed ferries rather than lease boats. A previous lease deal soured and ended the ferry service earlier this year. This also means that the ferry will be a permanent regional transit option instead of seasonal. Officials say faster ferry service could resume as early as 2026, once again connecting downtown Tampa to downtown St. Pete. Rebecca, as a transportation reporter, this isn't a surprise to you. To a lot of us it was. Tell us about the story.
I think this is really exciting news. It wasn't too long ago that we thought we were going to have no ferry. Now we're going to have an even better ferry. And hopefully this will be a way to connect our downtowns of St. Pete and Tampa, make it seem like there's not as much of a divide between the two, and get us towards some more regional thinking.
There were some problems with the ferry operator before.
The previous operator, I think, had floated the idea of having a smaller ship, which would have led to slower service, and I don't think either county was happy with that. Mm-hmm. So now that they have this grant money, it will lead to even better service.
Wonderful. Christina, your reaction?
So I'm thrilled to hear this. I live in downtown St. Petersburg, and I use the ferry frequently along with my family. And I really think this speaks to bold leadership in both Pinellas and Hillsborough, that they were able to find a solution to this. Sometimes we're seeing that we're just building more lanes, but we need to be thinking out of the box when it comes to transportation and moving people around Tampa Bay and all over Florida as growth is booming. And I think this really speaks to leaders who have bold visions, who are able to fix some of these problems. And so I'm excited to see that we've come to a compromise, and I'd like to see more of it in Florida.
And speaking of bold leaders, there was an editorial that was published by the Tampa Bay Times that was written by the Tampa Bay Chamber's president, Dr. Bob Rohrlach, and also by Chris Steinacher, who's the president of the Greater St. Petersburg Chamber of Commerce, coming together saying why the community should support this. That was really a wonderful to see them coming together and uniting the community that way.
Yeah, this has been a big thing for the chamber, and this wasn't a sure thing that we would have this grant money transferred over, because the federal government gave Hillsborough the money initially. It was like $4 million, I think. But Hillsborough didn't want it. And so the question was, would Hillsborough give the money to Pinellas, or would they just give it back? And it's a big win for a regional collaboration that they said, Pinellas, we trust you to spend the money wisely. I've also taken the ferry multiple times, and I just want to throw in a plug. You can get from downtown St. Pete to Ybor on just public transit. If you, well, not, I guess the ferry, you pay for it, but you get on the ferry, you get to downtown, you take the streetcar, and you're all the way in Ybor, and you can have a great day with your friends, and I've done that before.
Mike?
Well, I've learned as a politician, never give money back to the federal government. I think what Hillsborough and Pinellas are doing is outstanding, and I hope and pray that we'll see more together, doing things together like that.